Hello. How's it going? Welcome, welcome. It's the real BSlick. It is the real BSlick, not the fake one. The real one. I am in the lab because I am working. So yeah, I don't know. I just decided to do a live from my phone. I'm just working, but I'm just trying to be a little more active on my channel as opposed to just being completely silent between uploads. So I hope people are excited for the um, Untold Story remix. Essentially, I kept all the vocals in the song basically the same as in the original song, but I put a whole new instrumental underneath it just to make it a different song, basically. So it should be cool. But yeah, like normally when I've streamed in the past, I've tried to stream from my computer and stream like me working on music, but it's always been kind of difficult. Um, and so, yeah, it's just to do with like routing the audio from my program and like running the streaming program at the same time as my FL Studio like really bakes my computer. And so as it gets like super hot, then the stream starts failing because the CPU is like, please kill me. So yeah. So yeah, basically, yes, as someone just asked, it's sort of just a chatting stream. I'm working. You can't hear it though because um, NDA stuff. So yeah. So at some point I'm talking to you guys, but then at some point also I'm kind of like honed in on my computer screen working. So I will try to answer your questions. So I'm sorry if you said something earlier and I totally missed it. What happened? Your mom loves my music? That's awesome. Um, I should go into the music business. I'll think about that. Piggy did not. Well, what do you mean, did Piggy end? I mean, it didn't really end, right? There's been some offshoots. My favorite OST. My favorite songs ever that I always work on are typically the vocal songs, you know, because they're a big production and they're fun to listen to. So, how did I get in the lab? The front door. How else would I get in here? Um, Music for the Piggy spinoffs? No, because they already have composers for the spin-off games. You know, Dex works on multiples of those. And I know Piano Vampire works on some Piggy offshoots as well with Tin Flea and all that stuff. I'm not worried about working on those projects. They already have those people working on those, and Dex does really good with all of his um, skin tracks and tracks for those offshoot games. So So yeah, as far as Piggy Misfits is concerned, I won't be working on those. But if Minitude needs anything else in the future for Inner City, I'm sure he'll ask. You know what I mean? I think right now they're just mostly concerned with like working on bugs and adding on to the story mode and that sort of thing. Somebody asked how old I am. I'm very old. Very old. I have 4 kids. That makes me old. So, more skin vocal songs. I've thought about doing those. I have to go back and see which songs I've done already and then what skins I haven't done vocals for. But I would like to do more. I just haven't had like, especially this year has been nuts, like just been crazy as far as like work is concerned. Hey, thank you for that donation. I appreciate it. So it's just been crazy. So I've some fun things like doing the piggy vocal skin songs. Like those things were just for fun. And unfortunately, the things that I do for fun, music-wise, I have to table to the side when things get like super busy. So music for another game. If I could choose one, I don't know. That's hard to say. One that would want a vocal song, because I love writing the vocal songs. Book 2 theme vocal on Spotify? Did I made it that, right? I just didn't put it on Spotify. There might be some that I haven't put on Spotify. I put like a volume 1, right? I have the Piggy vocal songs like volume 1. I had like a group of stuff for that first one. And so I think I was just waiting to make some more before I put together a volume 2 of stuff. So most likely it will go to Spotify. Did Minitune fire me? No, did not. Anchored Rose was having a bad day until this diva popped up. You got that right. And typically I've been trying to do Piggy vocal music skin song. I don't know what you want to call it. Piggy skin vocals. It sounds so weird to say out loud. Uh-oh. If the stream drops, I'm sorry. 1 second. Everybody calm. Everybody calm down. Thank you, Frisky, for your donation. You guys are awesome. Can we play Piggy together? Are we back? We're reconnected. Okay, I had an automation just ran on my phone, and so it kicked my internet off. I don't often play video games anymore, and so it's hard for me to hop into games because I spend a majority of my time working on projects for games. So if I am hopping into a game, usually it's because I'm working on that game and trying to get a feel for that game. So yeah, so that's why. Okay, thank you, Subcarib, for your donations, and it looks like you had a question. The final fight in Delirium, is it inspired by Sharkbite 2 Lobby Song? Because they sound very similar in that one. I would say it's not directly inspired. However, I like to call that a slick motif, because you probably, and this can be said probably about other artists and like music composers, where you hear kind of similarities in some of their other, like you can tell that that person was the one that made it, because they've either written a specific note or used a specific instrument or something that they've used in the past. So like it probably sounds similar because maybe the melody does a similar thing, or I'm using a similar instrument or sound. Yeah, so it's not directly inspired, but it could just be the fact that I've used a similar sound or something. My favorite vocal song at this moment, and probably for a long time, it'll probably be the one that my daughter sang on, just because I'm a little biased. So thank you, Carrot Chloe. I'm glad that you love this song. More vocal songs for Piggy in Your City? That's a mini tune question. Any questions about more music for Piggy in Her City is more of a mini tune question. Of course, like, why would he say anything about that? Because it would all be a surprise. But like, if I were to make anything, it would just, if he asks me to do anything else for like big or updates, then I mean, yeah. Do I have a wife? I do. Sorry, I am taken. Sorry to disappoint you. As far as using my music in anything like animations and stuff, I mean, yeah, it's all right. That's fine. The one thing I don't like is like when people upload a soundtrack for like listening purposes. They're like, oh, here's the book 2 ending song, and that's just like the book 2 ending song, and people listen to it, and that's it. Because I feel like that's stealing views off of what I've already uploaded to my channel. But if you're doing something like creating fan art, like animations and stuff, or making like a story-based video, and you're wanting to put music from the game like inside of that animation, and the sole purpose of that video is not like to listen to the song, then you can use those songs. That's fine, and they shouldn't flag your video or anything like that, because they're not in the content ID system purposefully, because it's for the game, and if anybody streams the game, that would screw it up. But how do you find somebody's saying, how do you find the voices for the vocal songs? Okay, hold on. I see a couple of you copy pasting your questions, and I'll get to you. Can you do an interview with me on build mode? You'll have to describe what you mean by that. Usually I don't have time too often for that stuff, like if I have to do something live with you. Okay, back to the other thing. Find vocalists. I have connections online with different creative people, and I've made relationships with different vocalists over the years, and so I kind of have them in my back pocket, and then when a song comes around and I need a vocalist, I have some people to choose from already that I'm already kind of familiar with the style of their voice, and I can think like, I'll reach out to this person that I know already, because I know that their voice would be great for this specific style of song, either the style I'm looking for or the style that's being asked of me by the client. Is there a chance I'll do Felix? Any of the vocal Piggy skin songs that I would do would only be, I typically try to do the songs that I have created. So why isn't my name in Piggy's description? I don't know. He just didn't write it there. It's not important. I don't mind. It's not important for my name to be in the game description. Not many people really read that, in my opinion. So it's not a big deal. I think everybody knows that I did the book 2 music and all that. So I feel like there was a question back here somewhere. Sorry guys, I'm scrolling here. Will I ever do a live concert? Another live concert like on stream, or like the live concert I did at RDC. I mean, yeah, I mean, I would consider it. It just depends on what it's for. I probably wouldn't stream a live concert just because it's harder in my RV and with my internet not being like the greatest. Okay, a question from Back. Somebody said, what do I think of Inner City's player count? I mean, it's to be expected. People are waiting for the next big story update, and some people are playing the game daily or weekly, working on their like base building and stuff like that. And but I think a majority of the people are wanting to wait for story content. But I think Minitune said he's going to try and work on stuff to entice people to come back and more often between like story beats, so that there's more than just what's there currently. So I don't think it's a concern. It's just a different genre of game in comparison to the original Piggy game. Somebody asked, could I make my songs available to be played on different Roblox games, like as far as like the boom boxes? I can't do that. That gets kind of difficult because just as far as like copyright stuff. And in order for it to be available, it has to be put on, it has to be submitted through DistroKid, like through the DistroKid platform for Roblox. And in order to do that, there's stipulations with that, and I don't agree with them. Like, if any of you are familiar at all with performing rights organizations, so like one is BMI and another one's ASCAP, you submit your music to these places, to those PROs, and then like when people perform your music, you get royalties for that. So like I get royalties from some of my songs from people like using them in like videos like on TikTok and stuff like that. But in order for you to submit songs on Roblox through DistroKid, you cannot be a part of those organizations. So like the music can't be available on Roblox if it's submitted to those performing rights organizations. So I don't really like that. Yeah. What's it like working with Minitune? Working with Minitune has always been awesome. It's been 5 or 6 years now that I've worked with him, and it's an amazing, I guess you'd call him a boss. I mean, I don't like work for him as an employee necessarily, but he's been a great boss in that respect. And he's always been supportive of like all the creative stuff that we make, and especially any of the other team members and stuff that we're working on. Yeah, he is really nice to work for. So, I mean, you guys know that. I mean, Minitune's super nice, and I mean, he's like that behind closed doors too. So, let's see. Is there a game I regret making music for? No. I don't regret making music for anything. I enjoy all the music that I make, and some projects get popular, some projects aren't popular, but that's okay. I mean, that's not really what it's about, Like, the most important thing was creating those songs for those people and adding that stuff to their project to try and make it as cool as possible. Do I get paid? Yes. I do this full time. This is my one job, and I do this to provide for my family. So yeah, I 100% definitely get paid. How long was the Inner City soundtrack finished for? Um, it was kind of just like a work in progress thing. Like we kind of chipped away at it over time because there was stuff that was added like later on, and so we just kind of worked down our lists and slowly finished it. It wasn't like we finished it a year or two ago and then waited. Like we kind of. I mean, there was stuff we made for the album not even 5 or 6 months ago, probably. I would say. Any tips on making music? I mean, it's so hard to, you know, the biggest thing is just like doing it and getting used to whatever the tool or program is that you're using to try and make music with, like learning it. And then when you learn how to use the tool quite well, it's easier to transfer the ideas you have in your brain to the application that you're wanting to make music on. So I would say probably the tip is to learn whatever it is, the tool that you're using. Yeah. I see, okay, I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'm going to butcher it. But I see you. Ivachajwan. Let's see, somebody said, didn't you make music for Danny's World? The game's creator had some controversy recently. So I work as a contractor. People hire me, they ask me to create music for them, and then like that's kind of it. I don't know. Piggy is probably the only game I consider myself like on the team, because I'm constantly in communications with them about stuff. But any of the other projects, really, people just hire me for the music, and then that's it. And then they come back to me when they need another song, and then that's it. Like I don't immerse myself in any of the communities. Overall, I don't play Roblox that much. So I don't really, I can't say either way about any of that stuff because I'm just not a part of that stuff. So, I mean, as a human, I hope the best for everybody in these situations, and that everybody can solve whatever it is that, once again, I am not familiar with. And like, I don't want to say anything because I don't know. I have zero information about it. So I kind of just have to let it be, you know what I mean? And then just continue doing what I do and do my job and do what I need to do to provide for my family. So yeah, that's kind of my answer about that. Okay. Lots of scrolling, sorry. So I haven't played Piggy at all. It's not to say that I haven't played Piggy, but I have not like finished every single chapter. You know what I mean? Like I literally have one badge, and it's which one is it? Circus or the amusement park? A carnival. I have carnival. That's my one badge is carnival. So yeah, that's kind of funny. But I feel like that's like the one map, like the meme map of all of them. So it's kind of weird that that's the easiest map is what people say. An instrumental version of the vocal Wretched Wolf. There is an instrumental. All the most of those songs that I added vocals to were an instrumental before. So ask Minitune to add a secret quest to get a skin based on me. I could. He's got so much on his plate. I am not in a place where I would feel comfortable asking him to do anything extra. My kids love the music I make, but they don't play a lot of the games that I make music for, or they don't play Roblox really. So Yes, I've heard of the Amazing Digital Circus. Absolutely. It'd be weird if you were online in these kinds of communities, like maybe not the digital circus community directly, but just kind of in that realm, and like haven't heard of that. Hello, people who are just now joining. Is Carnival ever getting a rework? No clue. No clue. I have no knowledge on that. No knowledge. Will there be any more remixes of Piggy music after Untold Story? Absolutely. Especially if you guys like the remix that comes out this Friday. Like, if you like that, I love making that stuff. So, if you like it, I mean, I'll definitely do another one. The next one I would do would be Washed Clean in the River. So, that would be the next one. My most underrated project, I think one that I made that I feel like is the most underrated is an album I made called All Right There. And thanks, Subcorrupt, for your donate. I appreciate that. I'll get to your question in a second. Oh, actually, no, I can answer that real quick. Recognize in public if you've been with the funniest interaction. Okay. The one, like, people haven't recognized me in public necessarily. Like, they haven't like been across the street and been like, yo, it's BSlick. People at like RDC, like the developer conference, are familiar with me. So like people recognize me there, but I don't really consider that like recognizing me in public because we're all there from the same community. But one time I went to GDC in 2023, which is the Game Developers Conference in San Francisco, and I went to some sort of event that was later in the evening, and there was a huge line out the door of this building, and I was there with Quinty. If you guys know who James or Quinty is, he's one of the team leads on the Egg Hunt 2026 game. So we were there together waiting in line, and we were just there to network with people, and it was some, I can't remember exactly what the event was. They had like some game demos inside, and so you waited, and then you can go in, and then you can see some of the game demos inside this building. Anyway, so like right in front of us in the line, as it turns out, was some guy who we just started. Well, James and I started networking with people in line because we didn't just want to like wait in line and do nothing. And we started talking to the people right in front of us. And it was just like a couple of dudes. And we're talking about the stuff that we do and like who we are, and you know, all of us in the group that we're talking. And this guy recognized me from my Minecraft song that I made in 2006, or you know, whatever year it was. He was like, dude, it's like, you made that? It's like, I love that song. Oh my gosh. And that was weird for me because I mean that's such an old song. So it was weird. And then like we had just so happened to be in the same place, and then him recognizing my name and knowing that. So I guess that would be like probably one of the best interactions that I can think of. Okay, so underrated projects. Somebody asked me what my underrated project is. So I made an album 5 years ago, and like literally, if you like all of the vocal music I make, you really need to like write this down. And some of you may have listened to this already, but the album, which is on streaming stores under my name, BSlick, it's called All Right There. And all the songs are songs that I wrote and produced, and like I did everything. The only thing I didn't do, except for the first song, which I sang on, all the other songs I had a vocalist sing on. They're all different vocalists. Yeah. Hey, yeah. Kello, yeah. Pictures Instead of Guns with Melissa. Like, great song, right? And the whole thing about the album was cool because I released it on 7/14/21. So that was a specific date because, 7 plus 7 is 14. 14 plus 7 is 21. So 7/14/21 was the release date. So I thought that was funny. And then All Right There was also, it also meant ART for art. So that was another thing. And then I also put all of the, and I'm going to look it up right now so that I can read it out loud. I put all of the tracks in an order where if you read the first word of each track down the list, it would kind of like make a sentence, sort of. So I'm opening it right now and I'm going to read it to you. So I'm going to read, so this is, let's see, there's 13 tracks. And I'm going to read you the first word of all the tracks down the list. So this is all like the very front word of all the tracks in order. So it says, it's pictures, all framed in now it's not making sense to me. It's not making sense to me now. Hold on, give me just a second. Oh, I'm stupid. It's not just the first word. It's the whole track title. That's what I was trying to read the first. It's all of the. It's the entire title of all the tracks in order. Okay, now it makes more sense. I was trying to read just the first word and it made no sense to me. Okay, so all of the track titles in order. It says, it's only art, pictures instead of guns, all right there, framed in the background. Isn't it beautiful? Maybe. Let's show them together. Open your eyes. The darkness, not good for you. See, I think that's cool. But maybe you don't think that's cool. But anyway, yeah. The best Piggy song I've made is Yes. But yeah, anyway, that album came out 6 years ago. Obviously, some of you are familiar with it already. But if you want to talk about what I think is like one of my underrated albums, I feel like that is one of them because, I mean, I just feel like it's a great... It's a great thing altogether with all the people that added to it because each of the songs have their own like feeling due to the fact that the vocalists are so different between the tracks. How does it feel to be the father of Piggy music? Amazing! Whatever song you pick from all your albums are magnificent. I don't know about that. I don't know if all of them are magnificent. Why is Scary Shanty so good? Because it's a headbanger. That's why. Favorite part of working on Piggy, like the themes and stuff? I think it's just like being able to create the vocal songs that also were connected to a story, so that helped like people really like emotionally connect with the music. And I think that's what I found like really cool. Who made the song When Did I Grow Up? This guy. Vocal versions of the Inner City themes? Oh no. Please don't. Don't put anything else on my plate. My favorite Inner City OST, like besides When Did I Grow Up? I really like it's the Liberator theme. Which one is it? The Together as One is probably one of my favorites. I just like the instruments that I used in the Liberator theme, and like, but the melody and stuff in Together as One specifically, like, I really like that one. It's Piano Vampire. Hello. Everybody say hello. Two piggy music goats in one stream. So I will say one thing since Piano Vampire is here. Piano Vampire and I are working on a song together, and that's all I'll say. I'm not going to tell you what it's for or what it's about or anything like that. I'm just going to drop that bit of information, and then you guys will just have to stew on it for a while. Oops. The cutscene. Wait, what'd you say? Did Minnie ever let you see the end cutscene early to help create the music? I'm assuming you're talking about the When Did I Grow Up song? Nah, he gave me sort of a description, like a brief description of it. And that was it. And I created the entire song. Just off of, like, he was just like, the character kind of, this happens and they're walking and then that's the end. He didn't say that. I mean, it was just, for example, it was very sort of vague. I think Minitune tries to be vague, actually, which is nice, because he's also, like, trying not to spoil anything, which is awesome. Yeah, so then when they got around to making the animation, yes, like, they're using the song that was created as a reference, so, yeah. Piano Vampire said, I think he just leaked some vital info. Oopsie. I'm gonna get fired. Can't fire me, I quit. Will you ever post the tabs or notes? It's, I haven't really posted any tabs or anything like that for anything. So, probably not. Majin Buu says, I speak Spanish. I'm from Latin America. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Bienvenidos, Slinky Dog Dash. That's my favorite part of Slinky Dog Dash, when they do the Spanish. But it's like the same voice actor, but speaking Spanish. Bienvenidos, Slinky Dog Dash. What did Minitune do to me when I was talking to Creepcraft that one time? I can't go into those details. NDA and such. My favorite character in Piggy. Am I Minitune's basement? No. I am in the lab. When will you sing a song for a skin, a Cornelia skin? So, something I said earlier, but you may not have been in here, is that I'm trying to stick to singing the vocal, adding vocals to skin songs of the skins I made, just because I don't want to take away from anything that the other composers have done. Although like both Cayudex and Piano Vampire were nice enough to allow me to do a vocal version of, you know, some of their pieces. But I'm trying not to do that. But nowadays that might be a little easier with the way I can do like collaborative projects now. So I might consider it. You can always, if you post something to like X or Twitter, whatever, and tag me, I'll try to look at it. Can you do a mini tune voice impression? Probably not. Ahoy! That was very bad. Oh, Majin Buu said there's not much you could say about Cornelius. Okay, hold on a second. Hold on a second. This is going to be really bad because it's just going to be like translated. Okay, this is so just fair warning. I'm going to speak the Spanish that this is translating. I'm doing this for you, Majin Buu. Un momento. Okay, here we go. Are you ready, Majin Buu? Are you listening? Because this is going to be very, very bad. This is going to be very, very bad. Because Google Translate does not do a great job, in my opinion. Intento limitarme a crear canciones con voz para los skins en los que compusa la música y no para aquellos en los que la música fue creada por otras personas. And you can tell me if that made sense. Imagine if you already left the stream. Okay, somebody else said it makes sense, so at least that's good. They haven't said anything. Please tell me you're still here. They left and they were like, I don't understand you. Where are you? No. Okay. Can I make Battle of Memories with my own twist? What do you mean? The Battle of Memories was my own twist. I made it. You've never heard me laugh. It's because I've been so stressed out. I have nothing to laugh about. Piano Vampire plus BSlick equals awesome? Yeah. Duh. Can we get an instrumental version of the extended vocal version of The Wretched Wolf? It's different from the version used in the game, and I'd really love to hear it. How is it different? I'll have to listen to it because it's been a minute. Is it just different because it has like effects on it? Am I in the back rooms? No, this is the lab. I'm in the lab. How many vocal songs will there be in Inner City? Well, I don't know. The Inner City's not finished. Currently, there is one in the game. So, will BSlick make Egg Hunt 2026 Grand? Yes, I am making the Egg Hunt 2026 Grand Express soundtrack. There's a lot of great music in it. Be prepared. That's coming out in a weekish, I think. Some good stuff. Am I making music for the Backrooms chapter? No, that's a Piano Vampire question. Pretty sure you're still here. Piano Vampire typically is the one who works with Ten Flea. So most likely it would be Ten Flea and Piano Vampire doing that. The software I use is FL Studio. And yeah, I've used FL Studio for like a long time. Ten Flea's making this up? Okay. Oh, I guess that's true. Ten Flea does mess around with music stuff, huh? So that's interesting. Am I making mistaken music? Oh, is that the name of the thing? How do you want me to answer that? I did say, I think before you were in here, that me and Piano Vampire are working on something together, but that's all I said. No, I know. I know who's asking. I didn't know if I was supposed to actually answer or if it was a trap. It's a trap! Piggy Inner City OST with vocals, yeah. Somebody said I should do that, but I was like, dang, that's... I don't know. Lily probably not. Somebody said, BSlick, we got Matthew Curtis and Melissa Medina back in music, but will we get Lily or Christina? Lily probably not. I mean, like, I want to say Lily might have been somebody who Minitune was familiar with in some way, like a colleague or like friend in real life. And I haven't like spoken to her since. I don't know if she's still doing projects or anything like that. So Lily is like very small chance probably. Christina, Christina is really great with especially the genre of music that Let Go is. I mean, really, really great vocals for that. So I'm always on the lookout for when I need a vocalist for a specific style, and I love working with all of the vocalists I've worked with so far. And if I ever have something that has Christina on it or like would sound great with her voice, like yeah, for sure. Like I'm still in contact with her, and I've spoken to her within the last week, so for sure. Whether it's Piggy or not Piggy, I'm sure you will hear Christina on some sort of song, you know. Which one is better, Agony or Even More Agony? Yes, to answer your question. My glasses look green screen for some reason. Probably because the green screen like cuts them off sometimes. Like sometimes the border, yeah, see like right there, it kind of cuts off the glass. Probably looks weird. Have I ever heard of Fortnite? That's like 2 weeks or something, right? Or 20 days or something like that. Why is the instrumental songs for most songs slowed than the vocal? What do you mean? You might have to rephrase your question. I'm not sure what you mean. I know what Fortnite is. Nerd. Everybody jump from the bus and shoot each other. What's up? What's up? What's up? Emma Duncan. Who is Emma Duncan? Who is Emma Duncan? And why am I bringing her back? BSlick, are you being slick right now? Absolutely. Oh, Angel, okay. You guys have to remember that I didn't come on until book 2, so anything that's book 1 is not like on my radar. Is there any small chance of a book 3, as the main reason Minitoon said no to one a few years back was that it was only him and IKEA working on the maps, but now they have a full team? I don't think so, because you have Inner City now, and so I think what you're going to see is not a book 3, but those offshoot projects that have been mentioned or are being worked on. But I'm going to go Justin Bieber on you and say never. That's probably like one of the few things he has said that I agree with. Some of the things Justin Bieber has said that I don't agree with are things like baby, oh. I don't really agree with that. But, yeah. Is the Agony screaming by Minitoon? Actually, the first Agony is the same vocalist that sang The Young Child in When Did I Grow Up? Where's BSlick LARP? Somewhere. I've seen them commenting on my videos. They're out there somewhere. Do I think PGHL Films is a lost hope for future Piggy projects? I have no clue. That's once again, somebody asked me about that. I don't know. I don't immerse myself in some of these communities very much, and so I don't know. There's LARP Slick. Hello. I don't immerse myself enough to like keep up with that stuff, so I have no idea. I'm like familiar with it a little, but I don't know the details, so once again, what I said earlier, it's the same thing I said earlier. I hope those people are able to figure it out and in some cases get the help they need, and that people can get better, so other than that, I don't know. How did I start working on Piggy? Asked. Oh, no. Yes, I did ask, but when I created the song un momento, por favor. I'm blanking on the name, but I was hired by a YouTuber to create a song that covered the story of book 1. And I'm blanking on everything. One Step Closer. So the song One Step Closer was the song I created, was hired to make, because the YouTuber was making a video on it. And yeah, it's Gravy Catman. And I sent it to Minitune and said, hey, we made this really cool song about your game, and we sent it to Minitune because we wanted him to see it. And then I think I said something along the lines of, hey, if you ever needed, music made for any future projects, let me know. And then eventually he, asked me about creating the trailer song for book 2. So the trailer was the first song I ever created for Piggy. It was like the first thing I made. The Piggy musical. That's going to be a minute. If given the chance, would you be an NPC in Piggy Inner City? Why would I say no? Would you like to write music for book 1 to replace the stock music? I don't need to do that, and I wouldn't want him to pay me to do that. Again, it's something. The game is just, it's already made. I think it's just let it be. Is Spanish hard? Yeah. It's definitely not my native language, but I took Spanish as my foreign language in college, so not the great at it, and I'm not able to fluently have a conversation at all. But yeah. Am I going to do more Flood Escape 2 music? Probably not. I mean, obviously, if Crazy asked me to do more Flood Escape music, I would. But he's had another composer working with him on some newer stuff, and she does a great job, and it's fine. She's a fantastic job. Do you own the Piggy music, or does Mr. Minitune? I mean, that's a good question. I mean, I don't think Minitune and I have ever sat down and been like, who owns this? I think we kind of are both on the same page and understanding that he's hired me to make this music, and the music he can use in his games or reuse however he likes. I mean, he paid for it, and he has given me the option to post that music in different places, like on streaming stores and on YouTube and stuff, and it's no big deal. And I think it's just kind of a great little business relationship there, and it's not a big deal. Do I play Piggy? Not really that often. Were you working on the Cops and Robbers season music? I was not. Am I a test subject in a lab or a scientist? Yes. Now there's there's a LARPslick and a LARPslick music. Oh man, it's LARPing meta. That's wild. Wild times. Do I like Minitune? As a friend. Can I make vocals for Torture? Maybe. I don't know. Can I make piano covers for the Piggy music like Washington and Rivers? So we can learn to play them? Well, I should point you in the direction of Piano Vampire, who I think is still in the chat, to say something if you're in the chat. But I'm pretty positive that Piano Vampire has created piano covers for any of those songs that I've made and are on his channel. And he's here. And, the way he does his piano covers, it's got all the visuals on the screen of all the keys and the dots coming down so that you can easily, slow it down and learn it and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah. So to answer your question, those have been made, but definitely go check them out. For sure. if there was a Piggy movie and you were offered to write the music for the movie, would you? No. I couldn't see myself saying no. Thank you. Yeah, my kids ask for the When Did I Grow Up song all the time in the car. But they know it as the song that their sister wrote. And so like my 2-year-old will get in the car and like we'll be getting ready to go. And all of a sudden my 2-year-old's like, "Sis a song, sis a song, sis a song." And I'm like, "Okay, calm down." And then we have to listen to it like 50 times, you know? Would you change a music that you made for Piggy to another one? That's a good question. I think that even the earlier Piggy stuff that I made, like now I could do something that I did 5 or 6 years ago that I felt like would sound better, or like I could revisit it somehow and like make it more interesting. But I feel like it should sit just because, you know, that's what was originally made and intended and what people heard when they played the game, you know? So, like, yes, I could, but I feel like it should stay as it is. Just belongs in a museum. What inspired me to start writing music? I've played piano since I was 5, so that was 31 years ago. Yeah. So like writing music has just been, music has been a part of my life for a long time. I didn't start writing music for games specifically until 2016-ish. Yes, 36. 2016-ish, yeah, because I started writing stuff for some Roblox projects in like 2016-ish. Like that's when I started doing the original Shark Bite game and like Mining Simulator. Like Shark Bite and Mining Simulator were like my first big projects. Oh yeah, I'm old. 100%. I could keel over any day. You know, when people say that I've made their childhood, like I don't even know what to say, because that's so weird to me, for me to think that I've done something that I can't think of the word. I'm blanking on the word, but yeah, like it's just weird. It's hard for me to imagine that I've made an impact in that way, but I'm glad that. Significant. That's a good. Yeah. It's amazing. Like I'm glad that I'm glad that somebody out there has enjoyed hearing something that I've made. Like that's cool. Like that's why. It's not the only reason why. Not just me, but like all the people who create music. It's not the only reason why we make music, but it's one of the coolest parts of sharing anything creative when somebody else sees it, listens to it, or looks at it and says, "Wow, this is amazing," or like this has impacted me somehow, you know. And you're fine. Like literally, like you don't have to donate anything. I get you and I appreciate you, but yeah, don't ever feel like pressured to donate me money. Like the biggest thing that you can do that is sort of free is just keep doing what you're already doing in terms of listening to the music that gets released on YouTube and listening to songs on whatever streaming service you use. Like that's the biggest thing. One of the, like, and not just me, like Piano Vampire is still in here, but all of us that create music and share it on streaming stores and on YouTube, like the biggest hurdle is getting eyes and ears on what we are making. Like just sharing it and getting more people to listen to it is like one of the hardest things. Um, so yeah, the more you can listen to things and share it with other people, like that, those are some of the biggest things that can impact a composer's or a music producer's or any creative person's life. You don't have to, you don't need to think that you need to directly give them like monetary something, you know, to support them. Like some of the biggest support you can have is just sharing their work. Subcorrub. If I remixed a Book One song, which one would it be? Ooh, I don't know. If the first thing I would do is if I could sort all of the Book One themes by popularity. I mean, that would be the first thing that I would do, because I would want to remix the one that people like the most, and that would just make the most sense. However, because the Book One themes are mostly like the, whatever you want to call it, the library music or royalty-free music, it's kind of hard because then you run into issues with sharing that in certain places. And so I don't really want to do that because of that, you know? Now doing a cover of Angel could be possible. I could do that and like have one of my female vocalists sing it. And actually that might be something that people really enjoy. Yeah. I'm writing that down mentally, taking a note of this. I never thought about doing that, so yeah, cool. Don't listen to BSlick. My favorite YouTuber remix you made? I like the Flamingo remix because I just love the part. I just love it, the whole thing. Like it has a really good beat to it, and I just like specifically the part where the voice is like, "Where did Flamingo go? He died." That part gets me every time. The name BSlick is actually an easier version than my full name, which I used to go by, and so it's just easier to say. So like my full real name is Bobby Yarsolik, and so it's easier. BSlick is easier. So actually, I didn't even think about not spelled like that. It's YARSULIK. So no C and there's a U in there. But it's easier to say. And so in the beginning, I didn't think like, oh, it's a funny pun. Like when people say, oh, you're being so slick. Like I didn't think, that wasn't what I was initially going for. It was just an easier name. I mean, it just kind of worked out that way, but yeah. So it's kind of funny. Troubling Despair. Yeah, Melissa might, or, you know, I got to see what... I have to really dive into the song and hear it and listen, because there may be somebody else who would fit in it. Yeah, I mean, like, for sure, I definitely need to go through and see what skin music, or like what music I haven't added vocals to, and I'm sure I will. I just haven't had time to because I got other stuff I'm working on. So any more YouTuber remixes in the future? Maybe. It's another one of those things, like earlier I was saying in the stream, like it's so hard for me to work on some of that stuff because my my work stuff has been so heavy, I haven't been able to do like very many projects on the side that are just like messing around, basically, you know, just doing it for fun. But I'm trying to find a nice rhythm of working on my job stuff, and then also trying to make sure that I'm not ignoring my YouTube channel, because I know that, you know, my YouTube channel, like, you guys specifically like seeing me create that content. And obviously a majority of people that are subscribers are there for Piggy stuff, so I really try to focus on Piggy related things. So any projects that are upcoming that I'm trying, except for like some of the last couple I've posted that aren't Piggy related, I mean, I try to keep it Piggy related, but, you know. Did Dude Man speak to me? Absolutely. Calls me on the reg. Is it canon that Out of Time, Matt and Medina represented Willow and Tiger? I think that's all open to interpretation. For me, I know who's singing in the song, like, but I can't tell you. It's not Willow and Tiger, though. Will we have crazy stuff like Let Go in Inner City? I don't know. That remains to be seen, because, again, we're so early in like the story that there could be stuff down the road that requires something like that, but who knows? So I have literally no clue. No idea. Will I make a remix of the song My Name is Mr. P? Does My Name is Mr. P need a remix? I mean, it sounds like a remix. How would you remix that any further? Give you a teaser? A teaser of what? How do you rate the Mad Emoji song? I'm assuming you're talking about the Creekcraft song with the pouting face. Every song I create, I give 10 out of 10. Nothing is shorter than 10 out of 10. Even the bad ones, 10 out of 10. Very 10 out of 10. Game show was peak. Thank you. Somebody said it. The main theme for game show is an amazing piece of work. So good. There's other songs on that one that are so good. I don't have a favorite horror game. When did I grow up would be like for sure what I would prefer. I'm a little biased. Yeah. Can I do a Tio theme? Like, what do you mean? I already have a Tio theme. Have I heard of Minecraft? I haven't. What is that? Sounds pretty cool. Can I give James a shout out? Hello, James. This is your shout out. I hope you enjoy it. Please don't spend it all in one place. Will I do more Games Galore music? I don't know. If they need more music, I guess. But Games Galore has like 60 some odd tracks. Do they need more music? Do you mean for the game Games Galore, or do you mean for the studio that made Games Galore? Hello, Sealy. Will I ever do anything with I2R again or nothing planned? I2R works mostly with Caillou decks. So I don't know if I would be doing something for I2R really. And that's fine. Caillou decks does an amazing job. Do I remember the FNAF song I worked on with EA Games? I do. I remember recording it for sure. Can you have $50? That's a lot of deer, man. That's a lot of deer. Will my daughter sing more in the future? Maybe. If I need her to sing something. It isn't pronounced Duh Games. No, it's Will D.A. Games. Pretty sure, anyway. It gets better, or duality? Probably it gets better, if I had to choose. How do I pronounce my last name? Yarsalik. Yarsalik. Emphasis on the yar. Yar! Like a pirate. Yeah, you gotta chill it. You gotta chill it with the spam. Oh, I won't be live for too much longer. I gotta get some stuff done. Does the radio for Chapter 8 in Book 2 Recording Tape C, does it say Zizzy or Z? I don't know. I don't know. No idea. It says Z. Does it? Does it say Z? I don't know. Hard to say. Mini Tunes Bun? What does that mean? Book 10 vocals? The heck? It's ZZ, one word. Well, the Book 10 music is not releasing yet because we're very heavily in development of Book 8.5, so it's going to be a minute. Book 3 menu with vocals. Watching this while pooping. Thanks for everything you've done for us here on Piggy. You're welcome. Enjoy your poop. No, I'm not making music right now. I'm talking to you! Do I prefer wash, clean in the river, or when did I grow up? When did I grow up? Easy answer. Easy question. Sing for you, tostai. I think you misspelled it. Can you say, I'm not Poggy? Can I go get the cure since I'm in lab? No, the lab is shut down currently. All the equipment is turned off. So we are not on the road. Like when we get somewhere, like the trailer gets like set up, and like these hydraulic, they're not hydraulic, they're electronic, but the electric jacks come down to like stabilize it. I mean, it's basically a house when it gets parked, you know. So if you ever see me like working and stuff, I mean, we're parked somewhere. Did I ever meet Minitoon? Yes. Is Piggy Inner City going to overlap with characters from normal Piggy? I don't know about that one. I'm not sure. Does Minitoon pay me well? He pays me, to answer your question. Pretty much everybody that works with me pays me the same rate. So, to answer your question, does he pay me well? I mean, he just pays me for my work, you know what I mean? He doesn't give me any more or less than another client, you know what I mean? How did... BSlick, how did you escape Memtoon? Who is Memtoon? Who is Memtoon? I don't know about the voting thing, because like literally less than 24 hours that I shared the link to vote on things, they shut down the award nominations because of an overwhelming amount of people interacting with it. So I'm not sure what that means, and I don't know what to expect. So we'll see what happens. We did what we could. Probably gonna end the stream here in just a few minutes. Just FYI. Hello, Shadow Seal. Shadow Seal! Well, yeah, Coach. I went live specifically for your birthday. You're welcome. Duh. What's my favorite unsolved Piggy mystery ever? Well, if I tell you, then it wouldn't be unsolved. BSlick, if you were a Piggy character, which would you be? Yes. Yes. I like the Electra songs because it's for the Metallica event, so I like those songs. Can you please shout out me? What's up, me? Does Minitoon slide me Piggy secrets for doing good work? Please, sir, let me have another secret. I couldn't tell you because then it wouldn't be a secret. When's the remix coming out? This Friday. 11 o'clock. Eastern time. 11 a.m. Eastern. Can I shout out Minitoon's buns? No. I thought I said hello to Seely. Any Piggy music you haven't heard? I don't think so. Slick Bee Skin. How was it all these years making these songs? I still remember the Thinking was one. I mean, good. I mean, it's like, sometimes you'll listen to an album or you'll listen to something from an artist you like, and like maybe the whole album isn't like the greatest, or like you don't like every single song on the album for whatever reason. But like coming from the artist's point of view, an artist loves, at least from my opinion, everything that they make. I mean, I wouldn't make it if I didn't like it, if that makes sense. So even if you pull up a song on my YouTube channel, or like seeing something recently that I posted and you didn't really like connect with it or didn't like it that much, like I love it. Something about it I liked clearly because I made it and I posted it. So I don't even remember the question I was answering, but hopefully that answered it. What are my plans for next year? Living. That's what I have so far on my calendar. Hola, ¿cómo estás? BSlick, what advice would you give to someone who hopes to make music one day? Just do it! Do it! That's my advice. Even if your music stinks, keep making it. The fake LARP slick? What the heck? That's the fake faker! Do I know any K-pop group? The lab is behind me. Is that what you mean? What does Rat Run? What did I do before music? I was birthed into the world. I became conscious, started breathing, and then music. My favorite K-pop group? I don't have a favorite K-pop group. Gangnam Style. Whoop, 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 whoop. That's my favorite K-pop group. Just the one song. You're always okay to cover any of the music. Covers absolutely are always okay. BTS. If you could say an inspirational phrase for all music composers out there, which one would it be? Don't quit! Can you quickly sing something about LARP Slick? LARP Slick is a faker. What's up, James, the cousin? BSlick, if you were a cheese, what cheese would you be? The better question would be, what cheese would I not be? And that's blue cheese, because blue cheese stinks. Have you ever had a scrap song you made for Minnie he declined? No. 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 I don't think so. Well, it's almost about time for me to not be here. So, has Minnie ever gave you criticism? Absolutely. But it was good, like, constructive criticism, like, in the middle of trying to make stuff, you know, he's got to direct me in a direction of some kind. So, like, I guess if you consider that a criticism, it would be. Okay, somebody said, on behalf of all the build mode players, we need to know the build mode sound ID for When Did I Grow Up, please. Okay, in terms of build mode, I think Epic Tank is pretty good about adding more songs to build mode. But I have a feeling there's like a priority list of stuff that Epic Tank has to add to build mode. So as far as like getting When Did I Grow Up into build mode, like right now, I don't think that that's gonna be a thing. But like in the future, at some point, I don't want to give like a timeline. I'm sure that that can be done. He just has a list of things he needs to do first. So, absolutely. If I was an animal, what animal would I be? That's a hard question to answer. Something that flies, just because like that would be cool, right? But it has to be something that isn't a prey animal. So it'd have to be like a big flying animal. So like one of the largest, so like a condor or something, one of the largest flying birds imaginable. Do you know if the Piggy show on Netflix was just rumors? This is the first time I'm hearing about it, so probably just a rumor. Do I like potatoes? Funny you should say that. I had a baked potato for lunch today. So yeah, love potatoes. Are you planning to quit making music for Piggy? Nope. Would I ever make a video on the process of making a song, an instrumental as a whole, and not just vocals, love your style? I feel like I've done it sort of before. Maybe like not in depth, but maybe. Maybe I would do another one at some point, like a fresh video on making something like that. Did I put it in a pot, turn it to a boil, and wait 10 to 20 minutes? No, actually, these potatoes, it was cool. We put them in. This recipe had you poke holes in them, wrap them up in foil, and then put them in a crock pot. And then you put the crock pot on high, and then you leave it in there for like 6 to 8 hours, and you like rotate them around every hour-ish. And then by the time it's done, they're like perfectly cooked. Like sometimes you do a baked potato in the microwave, or maybe the oven or something. But like sometimes that's come out where like part of the potato is still like tough or hard. But this way in the crock pot, like the whole entire potato was soft. Like you could smash the entire thing with your fork. It was amazing. So like in the future, definitely going to continue doing potatoes in the crock pot. I know you were kind of like joking around about putting it in because of the Mr. P song, but like for real, it was delicious and it came out great. Would I like to make a music live stream? I've done it in the past. It's a little hard due to like sometimes my internet's not great because we live on the road. And like right now I'm streaming from my phone, which is like amazing. But my computer just gets like super hot when I'm working on music because my application, FL Studio is already running my laptop into the ground and then trying to run the streaming at the same time. And then, yeah, it just doesn't, yeah. Mighty Pupone, I'm not ignoring you. There's a lot happening. What? How do you feel about Curly Fry being hired for build mode? I have no idea who Curly Fry is, so I can't say. But curly fries are made from potatoes, so... What was the first ever song I made for Piggy? The Book 2 trailer was the first thing. Do you like Nor? I feel like I did some voiceovers sounds for Nor. I'm pretty sure I did. I'm not sure if I was supposed to say that, but I'm pretty sure I did. I think it was like weird conversational noises that he's making when you're like talking to him. Am I involved in inner city? No. What's inner city? Never heard of it. Yeah, that's a closet. Right there. Clothes. Correct. Sing something. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars. You're welcome. Through the perilous night, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Amen. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the something brave? Do you have teeth? Unfortunately, yes, I have teeth. How did I get hired in making Piggy OST? I got hired to make a song about book one by a YouTuber, and we shared that song with Minitune. And then after this conversation I had with Minitune, when I shared him that song, I said, "Hey, this is a cool song we made about your game. Do you like it?" And then I said, in the future, if you need music for any other games, then like you should like hire me and stuff. And then like later on, he was like, "Hey, I've got something coming. Do you want to make some music for it?" That was how. Do I have ears? No. I was born with headphones. How long does your average song take to make? Sometimes a day, sometimes a week, sometimes 2 weeks. Really just depends on like the changes and stuff, you know, so. Did Minnie tell you book 2 is happening? Book 2 is happening? Yes! I've been waiting. I've been waiting for book 2 to happen. Hey, enjoy football, Mr. Piano Vampire. Did somebody just say 6, 7 working days? Please never say that again. I literally said, do not say that again. And you did it! Dang it, Nimbus. You're fired. BSlick, do you know Minitune? Who is that? Who is Minitune? What are your thoughts on Piano Vampire's music? Well, now that he's not here, I think it sucks. I'm just kidding. It's amazing. Amazing music, amazing guy. So, if that answers your question. There's no sound ID for When Did I Grow Up. It'll be added to build mode in the future. Am I trapped in Minitune's basement? No, yes, no. Yes, no. What is this stream about? Well, it's about life and everything in it. How many hats do I own and have you named them? Yes. Hat 1, hat 2, hat 3, hat 4. Hat 5, hat 6, hat 7. Probably goes up to 12-ish or so. Person streaming, do you know BSlick? Who is that? Blink 3 times if you need help. What's for? Things you can say in a piggy-related live stream, but would be weird saying it not in a weird piggy live stream and saying it to random people on the street. What's your favorite skin? Hey stranger, what's your favorite skin? Like, can you imagine random person coming up to you and asking you what your favorite skin is? Like, excuse me. Get away from me. Please do not ask me about skins again. That's okay. Some games are not for some people, and that's fine. Okay, well, unfortunately, the time has come that I must end this stream. I thank you for joining me. I appreciate you asking me questions. Hopefully, I've been able to answer them. Wait, somebody said, what was the Piggy Inner City leak you was going to tell Creek before Minnie came to your door? Oh, yeah, so, oh,